back with a special episode of Talking Game. I'm your host, Anthony LT King, Yellow Tape King, Tony. Whatever you call me lets me know what I was on when you was fucking with me. And we are here with Damon Adams, the host of the Real Deal podcast. Make sure y'all go check that out. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. Glad to be on. Glad we could finally connect and do something official together. So I'm happy for this, man.
Yeah, man. Happy to have you on. You do great content on multiple sports. Um, Deep dives when you're doing stuff. I saw like one episode you had somebody on. Yeah, I was breaking down plays. Like it. You get pretty. You get into it, man, and I love it. Boxing. You do a lot of stuff with boxing, the fight game. So I just love everything that you got going on, man. But
I appreciate it.
you are the second installment of what I've been doing with this NBA wrap up. Thursday we had somebody for the Sixers on. Today you're here to talk Pelicans. Are you originally from New Orleans?
Yeah. I grew up right outside New Orleans on what we call the West Bank. So if you're familiar with New Orleans, there's the West Bank, there's the city of New Orleans, and there's the East Bank. So I'm from the West Bank. I grew up literally maybe 10 minutes from downtown New Orleans. Like we go to a Saints game, it literally like 10 minutes away. We go to the Saints game, then eventually it was the Hornets and Pelicans as well. We go down there, it'd be 10, 15 minutes away. So originally from New Orleans, but now I live down in Phoenix.
Yeah. I got a question. Were you always well, obviously not, right? Who did you like before New Orleans got the Hornets and then Pelicans? Well, the Hornets.
So when I was first like growing up watching basketball, like most 90s kids, I was a Jordan fan, right? So loving the Chicago Bulls, rooting for them. Michael Jordan retires in 98. In comes this guy named Vince Carter. I'm a head over heels Vince Carter fan. Toronto Raptors. I had the jersey, I had everything. Toronto Raptors, and then I want to say 3 years later is when we got the Hornets. So at
Okay.
that point, I was like, okay, we got a team now. This is gonna be my squad. So I was on with Baron Davis, Jamal Mashburn, Jamal McGlure, that crew that came in that first year, and that was my squad. So I was like, yeah, it's gonna be my squad from now on.
Yeah, it's funny because I was looking and I saw you were playing 2K and you did the all time draft. And I was like, Vince Carter, your number one pick. But now it makes sense. It
Yeah, he was
makes
my he was my favorite player. Yeah,
it makes sense. So that's a good. They kind of spoiled y'all real quick with the Pelicans with that team that came down. Cause that was a sneaky good team
it
with
was.
Baron Davis, like you say, Mashburn. Jamal McGlure ended up being a all star.
Yeah, he was
You
All
know,
Star one
PJ
year.
Brown still had some tread on the tires. Like that was a solid squad. You know.
Yeah. Now the first couple years was solid, and then Baron Davis had a falling out with the team. We
Yeah.
fell down, but then we got Chris Paul right after that. So then Chris Paul came. We had another good squad. After Hurricane Katrina, it was in OKC for a couple years.
Yeah.
That's how the NBA knew OKC would be good to have a team there. So
Yeah.
they were in OKC for a little bit. They came back, and when they came back is when Chris Paul really took off. That's when he had the year where he was second in MVP voting behind Kobe, and we were really good that year. Him, David West. We
Yeah.
had Peja on that team.
Yeah.
Uh,
Page.
yeah, like we had some squads early on, and then things kind of got stagnant there for a little bit. But early on, we had some good, really good squads.
Yeah, man. Bringing it more current to this year, um, what were your expectations for this team this year? And did they meet them or did they fall short, exceed them? Because, different teams, you're not always looking for a championship run. So, like, how do you feel like the team fared in your eyes?
Man, that's a great question because going into the year, I was like, I have no idea what to expect from the Pelicans this year.
Yeah.
Because with us, the past, you could say, Zion's been with us 7 years now. So for the past 7 years, it's been a roller coaster of are we going to be healthy? Or are we not going to be healthy? If we are we healthy at the right times? And going into this year, you have to go back to the draft last year. Last year in the draft, number 7 pick, we get Jeremiah Fears. Really like that pick. And then for the 13th pick, we trade back into the first round, trading away our pick for this year to get Derek Queen. So at that point, I'm like, oh, we must be expecting to be good. We're trading away our first round pick next year to get Derek Queen. They must think we're going to be a good team. And looking at
Yeah.
the roster, you're like, okay, looking at the roster, DeJounte Murray was hurt. He wasn't going to play until January, February because he was coming off an Achilles. So you're like, okay, missing our starting point guard, but maybe Jeremiah Fears can step in. You still at that time we still had Jose Alvarado. Eventually traded him to the Knicks, but at that time still had him. So you're looking at the squad. You're like, okay, if Zion can be healthy, Trey Murphy can take a step up. Maybe we can sneak into the playoffs. So I was like, optimistically, I'm thinking, okay, maybe we can get 7 AC being a play-in, sneak into the playoffs, right? But then the year started and it all went wrong from jump. And it was like, oh, this is not going to happen this year. So we definitely did not live up to expectations because even being optimistically cautious, I would call it, of saying, okay, maybe we could be a play-in team. We didn't even get close to that. And
Yeah.
we showed some flashes of it towards the end of the season. Once we got healthy, it was like, oh, DeJounte Murray came back. Zion was healthy this year.
Yeah.
And the rookies actually played decently. So you're like, okay. And it showed some things, but overall, they did not meet expectations at all.
Yeah. That's the thing that gotta kind of hurt in a sense when you think about expectations, right? When you look at the back end of the year, like I would say maybe post DeJounte Murray, and
Yeah.
you see like, wait, this team's not bad. Like, why
Mhm.
were we winning these games? I respect the Pelicans even though they had no incentive to tank. I do respect them for going out there and playing. You know what I'm saying, and trying to win these games towards the back end of the year. What do you think is missing? Because when you look at the roster, it looks like they should at least be a playoff team. What do you think is like the missing ingredient in the Pelicans?
Well, first thing is health consistently is the
True,
is the
true.
main thing. I would also say once we have the team healthy, it's kind of a weird mix of players right now. With Zion, you have to build around him in a specific way because of his skill set. Because he is a smaller power forward who dominates on the inside, you have to build a team around him who can dominate from the outside around him to allow him the space to be creative. But because you draft Derek Queen, who's also best with the ball in his hands, now that kind of creates this chemistry thing that you have between those two because they're both undersized for their positions that they're best at. Zion's an undersized four, Derek Queen is an undersized five. So that meshes up on defense as well. Defensively,
Yeah,
teams just going to the rack. We ain't got no rim protection if we're
yeah,
going with them at the 4 and the 5. Zion, of course, can block shots because he's so athletic, but it's not his nature to be at the rim blocking shots.
yeah. He's a weak side
Yeah,
shot blocker. Yeah,
exactly. So when you have that, defensively, you're going to be, unless you have elite perimeter defenders, like lockdown perimeter defenders, you're going to
yeah,
be at a bad space defensively. So that's the first thing. You have to find a way. If you're going to keep this squad together, you have to find a way for Derek Queen and Zion to exist together where it won't kill your defense. And that's kind of hard to do because they're both undersized for their positions that they're best at offensively. I would also say a stretch five would be amazing. I know they don't grow on trees, but, but
right.
a stretch five would be amazing around Zion. Also amazing around Derek Queen. So if you have lineup, let's say you have Derek Queen as your sixth man, then you have a stretch five. You can have Derek Queen at the four, have a five to protect him on defense, and also he can still do all the things he wants to do from the four position in the post if you have a stretch five. So if you could find a stretch five to go along with this lineup, it would definitely help tremendously. And of course, just being healthy, man. Just be healthy. Give us one good year of everybody playing 55, 60 games. It would be amazing.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we had talked about it on a normal show when we do on Wednesdays a couple weeks ago, and I think I made a clip of it and posted it. It's like it's been a sneaky, healthy Zion Williamson year, like that people not really mentioning or talking about. But he reached a stretch of like 35 games straight that he played, and
Yeah.
it's like we need everybody to be on board with the health right now. Like this,
Yeah.
this is actually the year to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing that gets lost with Zion because he's been hurt so much. The attention has gone away from the other players who are also hurt all the time.
Yeah,
Like it's not just Zion. Everybody on this team stays hurt for some reason. Some people have joked that they believe that the Smoothie King Arena was built over a graveyard. Like there's some type of curse going on because it doesn't make any sense for this team to be injured as much as they are. Like it doesn't make sense at all. And this year, like you said, we had a healthy Zion season. This is the first year he's played over 30 games in a couple of years. This is only a third year in his career, bro, where he's played more than 30 games.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. In the years where he's played, like most of the season, you saw how good the Pelicans was. Everybody remembers that play-in game that year we played against the Lakers, where he was going crazy, but of course got hurt in that game where he scored 40 points against Anthony Davis and LeBron that time. But it's something where it's just unbelievable how injured the team could be. This year, Zion played most of the season, but the first 2 weeks he missed a lot of the games, and that's what started off the bad season because he got hurt like maybe game 3, and he may have missed like maybe during that stretch at the beginning of the season he missed maybe 7 to 10 games, and then really got healthy and got going. But it was already like he was already behind the 8 ball at that point because he
Yeah.
started off so bad. But yeah, just being healthy overall, man. I don't know. We've changed. People talked about the staff. They're like, maybe it's just a bad medical staff. We changed the medical staff. Like it's just something with the players. But Zion this year it seemed different because Zion was playing back to backs. This was his first year where he was playing back to backs consistently. He was playing high minutes. It wasn't any type of minute restrictions. It was finally the first year where he fully was like, okay, this is an NBA player playing an NBA schedule. And that's why it seems kind of different with Zion, where he can do this maybe going forward.
So I gotta ask you this: has Derek Queen and the flashes he's shown, and Zion actually showing that he can be healthy? Do you think that the plan going forward should be to keep Zion, or do we sell while we can and he's high, like as high as it's probably going to be the best value you get for Zion, right? Is
Yeah,
this like has Derek Queen made that easier if that's the plan?
if it's the plan, he's made it easier, right? He's definitely shown some flashes. He kind of fizzled out as the year went along, which is
Yeah,
normal for rookies to hit a wall.
yeah.
But
Y'all
him
gotta stop
and
playing the young guys too. It seemed like
yeah,
it was like, yeah, we're gonna play the
yeah,
vets and try and get these wins.
yeah, we did go to a veteran lineup, especially once we went small. We went to
Yeah,
a veteran lineup, and then we had Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen come off the bench. And Fears has kind of really started rolling. Once he came off the bench and became that guy on the bench unit, he started rolling. So I think Fears and Queen can make it easier if you get rid of Zion. I'm torn about it because we've put so much time into Zion, and you would hate for us to trade Zion, and then he finally has really figured it out. And now for the rest of his career, because he's still only 25, man. So
yeah,
when you think about the fact that he's only 25 years old, you're like, he's missed that time. His body should be good. Because the thing is with Zion, he's never had the catastrophic injury. Knock on
no,
wood. He hasn't had the torn ACL, Achilles, broken leg, anything like that that kind of really halts your career. He's had hamstring, calves, growing muscles. He's had those type of things. He had the one broken foot that year.
yeah,
He hasn't had any foot issues since then. So he hasn't had those injuries that you think are going to hold him up from having a good career going forward. So you're like, okay, maybe because of his injury history and it not being as bad as it seems, he can find his way to being durable. And you would love for him to be durable for the Pelicans. But if Joe Dumars is like, let's go ahead and trade him now, maybe we get a first round pick back for this year and get some players with it, I wouldn't be mad at it. But if they decide to keep him and say, we've invested so much in Zion and maybe we can find a way for him, Pierce, and Queen, especially Trey Murphy as well, to work together, I wouldn't be mad at that either. Like it's really a tough decision.
yeah. And when you name those four players, it's like that's a nice core to
It
have,
is, yeah,
right? I would definitely, and the way that the language works for Zion's contracts has always been team friendly in the sense of, hey, if
yeah,
you don't play, you don't really get paid as much,
exactly.
So that always makes it easier. Man, I would like to see Zion stay in New Orleans. I just want Zion in the prime time spot he deserves to be in.
Yeah,
Like
and that's the thing. If we win, it'll be prime time. I think
yeah,
that people have it misconstrued where they think you have to be in a big market to get this shine. But if you're winning, you can make your market a big market. OKC is not a big market, but
yeah,
they're winning.
yeah,
So now they're a market that's going to be shined on because they're winning. San Antonio, not a
yeah.
big market, but you get Victor Wembanyama, you start winning,
Start
all of
winning.
a sudden you get all the coverage.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
all about winning.
when Tyrese Halliburton come back, you're gonna see the
Exactly.
Pacers. Like it's I get it, man. And look, I like when good players can play. I'm a fan of basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm a fan of basketball. I joked with the same thing a couple weeks ago when we were talking about Zion. That play-in game was probably the scariest game of my life watching how Zion was going off. I was like, oh snap. This is what the league is gonna have to deal with. And then I was also heartbroken, and I was cheering for the Lakers, but just as a fan of basketball, like it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, not right now.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that was gut wrenching, man. Watching that game, I was so hyped watching that game. And I'm like, oh, we're about to win. And then we was gonna be the 7th seed. And I thought
yeah,
that year we would have had a chance against the 2 seed in the playoffs with a healthy Zion. I was like, maybe we could pull off the upset. And then boom,
yeah,
he gets hurt. We mess around, fall to the 8th seed. We win the playing game for the 8th spot, but then we get swept by OKC because we don't have Zion. So it definitely was, man, that one really hurt because it's like we had potential that year to pull off an upset. We had the 7th seed.
And one thing about Zion, he is unlike any player in the NBA. Like with his size and his athleticism, like we saw him bump Victor Wembanyama and Wembanyama go flying, right? Like
Yeah,
it's just a different strength when you're dealing with him.
for sure.
Um, what will be the X factor going forward for the Pelicans?
For me, so first we have to decide what we want to do, right? We want to decide what we're going to do with the roster. If we're going to just, because the way the contracts are set up, we could just run it back. They could just keep the whole team and run it back next year if they want to. And that's something I wouldn't be mad at because we saw the potential of what it could be when we got healthy with DeJounte Murray. Or if they decide to make some moves, let's make some moves and get better for the future. But I think the biggest X factor is the development of Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. If they develop into, let's say, borderline all stars, right? Jeremiah Fears, I think, has the potential to be a really good point guard in this league. I'm not gonna say all star because there's the guard position is so deep in the NBA.
It's so deep, yeah.
Yeah, but I would say that he could be a guy who is the one that people are like, dang, he didn't make the All Star team yet. Like he'll be one of those guys. Like, oh,
Like
he's
a
really
De'Aaron
good.
Fox.
De'Aaron Fox, CJ McCollum for all those years, where it was
Yeah,
like, yeah, it was like, dang, he didn't make the All Star team. But then you realize how deep the position is why he didn't make it. I feel like he could be on that level. Derek Queen, I think, could be as good as like an Alfred Sengun. Like he has that type of game
for
where
sure.
he could be on that level. Now, defensively, he has to get better. He's never going to be a great defender. He just doesn't have the feet to do that. But at
Yeah,
least be average. At least be someone that you're not a liability on defense. And if you can get to that point where you can start him and play him major minutes, he can be a guy. We've seen it. He had 30 points on Jokic. Like we've seen him have triple doubles in the league. He's somebody you could run your offense through, even with Zion in the game. And he's showing a great ability to work with Zion as far as somebody who can cut off the ball and do those type of things. Some beautiful alley oops to Trey Murphy. Some of the best highlights of the year are him throwing alley oops to Trey Murphy as he has the ball top of the key, just surveying and seeing backdoor cuts and stuff like that. His basketball IQ at such a young age is very impressive. And I just hope that he continues to stay hungry and can build off of this year. And the development of those two guys would definitely be the X factor. And also Trey Murphy. I expected more from Trey Murphy this year. That's one thing.
really.
Yeah, I thought he was going to take a step forward. And he didn't take that step forward that I expected. I expected him to go from 19, 20 points to like 25. I thought he was going to take that jump this year because it was evident that he was going to be 1-2 with
Yeah,
Zion. Because in the past, we had Brandon Ingram, we had CJ McCollum, we had all these other people who needed the ball.
yeah,
This year is supposed to be a year Trey Murphy is like, okay, it's you and Zion, and then the rookies, right? You guys are the ones who are going to be handling the ball, all the points, along with Sadiq Bey, because Sadiq Bey we know can score.
yeah.
Along
He's
with,
got
yeah, he's somebody who could like. We went to a game in person when they played the Knicks in New Orleans, and he dropped 23 in the first quarter. Like he's one of the dudes who just gets crazy hot and just goes off. But with Trey Murphy, I did expect him to take a leap this year, and I one of my predictions, like my bold predictions going into the year, was that Trey Murphy was going to be an All Star because I thought he was going to be able to take that leap into that type of. Still think he has that talent where he could be a 25 point a game guy.
yeah. You're right. You're right. When you think about it, his numbers, because what did he average, like 20? Like you said, 19, 20. And
Yeah. So
that's
this year, right at 21.
yeah, especially with his skill set for the league, right? He's a knockdown shooter. He can get to the rim. You know, probably don't get to the line enough. That's probably what he's missing, like getting to the line more. But yeah, he was the guy, and he's another guy. It's interesting to see, like you say, yeah, they can run it back, but he's somebody else that can get y'all a lot of return
He
if the
could.
plan is to like break it up and like make a trade. He's what every team needs.
Yeah.
He's a long defender that can knock down a corner three. He can take over a game. He can in the playoffs if need be. Um, the Pelicans, man, let's get it together, New Orleans. Let's get it
Yeah, man, let's get it together, man. We got, like I said, man, talent. I even mentioned Herb Jones. He's one of the best defenders in the league, period. Uh,
yeah,
as far as a perimeter defender, like we have talent, bro. It's just again keeping healthy at the same time, and also I wonder if they're going to stay with James Borrego as the coach because after that bad start, we fired Willie Green, which I get because the start was so bad and we had already been through a lot of years with Willie. So at that point, they were like, okay, let's just make a change. But with James Borrego, he did show some signs of being a good coach. I like some of the adjustments he made and some of the things he just tried. But he also was working with a he was working at a pace where he could do whatever because he had nothing to lose. So it's a little
Yeah.
different when now you're the head coach and now expectations are a little better, higher, and fans are like, okay, now you're the coach. Let's see what you can do. Besides you being an interim guy just trying stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see if they keep him on and if he continues to be that aggressive as far as trying different things as the head coach.
In fairness, he did a solid job in Charlotte. You know, he at least got him to the play in with less talent, so he should be okay. I did just get a report to my phone that the first choice was Mike Malone, was who you guys were targeting, but that
Oh, he went to North Carolina. Yeah.
he went to Carolina. Shout out to the Heels. I'm a Tar
Yeah.
Heels fan, so I'm happy
I
about
would
that.
have been in favor of Mike Malone for sure.
Yeah, hey, I think a lot of NBA teams are now going back to the drawing board because their first choice was Mike Malone. I don't think it's just the Pelicans, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting. That was I was gonna ask you. That was like, if not James Borrega, who would you want to see coach the team?
So Taylor Jenkins, I think, would be a good pickup for sure. He did good things in Memphis.
Yeah, he got hosed in Memphis.
Yeah, like the fact that he got let go like that and they just immediately went downhill. Like just immediately went downhill into rebuilding mode.
Yeah,
They're going to trade Ja this offseason most likely. The only reason he's not going yet is because no one was offering him a decent deal for him. So
yeah.
they're in full rebuild mode. After firing him, it didn't make any sense at all. So I think Taylor Jenkins would be a really, really good pickup as a coach. Um, Trying to think of some other coaches that may be out there, but somebody the other day was talking about Dan Hurley. I was like, I don't think Dan Hurley could do the NBA. He's a little too crazy.
He has to like not for nothing. He has to. He can only deal with young adults. He
Yeah,
can't deal with grown ass men.
yeah, I'm with you because
You know, it's different.
yeah, and also you can't be headbutting NBA refs. Like they gonna
Yo, first of
like,
all, that was that was some white privilege if I ever seen it. Like, let's just call it spade a spade.
yeah,
Didn't no black coach ever do nothing like that.
no, that's for sure.
Like
That's for
that
sure.
was
Yeah,
that was wild. And then like nothing to come of it. Like outside of internet chatter and people like
yeah.
laughing at it, nothing came of that. That was wild.
It was wild. I do give the ref credit because the ref could have easily ruined that moment. He could have ruined that moment and called a T and been in the right. He would have been in the right to call a T, have the Duke go to the line and shoot free throws for the win. He would have been absolutely in the right.
Yeah.
But in that moment, he kept his composure. I don't know how. Kept his composure and didn't call a tech and didn't ruin that moment for those kids because
Listen,
he could have easily
listen.
ruined that moment.
Hey, God know to put people in the right places. Because I don't even think I would have been cool enough to just give you a T.
Yeah,
I'm about to put hands on you, bro. Like, why are you in my face like this? I gotta push up off of me. Get off me now. What you doing?
yeah. And then he gonna say he thought the ref was coming to pump him up. What? Why would the ref do that? Even if I know you are outside of basketball, I
That's
can't do that on a basketball court. Like I can't come to you and help and pump you up and get excited. I'm the ref. I gotta be non-partial. Like so, his explanation was crazy. So I don't think he could be an NBA guy. I think the Lakers made the right decision going with JJ Redick and not Dan Hurley a couple years ago. And remember that was a big thing.
that was a huge thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were supposed to go with Dan Hurley, but they wanted JJ Redick. They made the right decision there because JJ Redick actually is a good coach. But I have to see who else is going to be out there this year. You know, because end of the season, a lot of coaches get fired. You could
Oh,
get
people
one
in
that's a good coach. Some people talk about maybe you bring Tibbs back. I was like, I don't know about Tibbs. I don't know at this stage of his career, can he adjust to the younger guys we're going to have?
I think
And
Tibbs is the perfect coach to get y'all into winning ways.
for sure,
You know what I'm saying? Like he'll have y'all in the play-in playoff picture.
yeah,
I don't think Tibbs is just that kind of coach. Like he's gonna get you in the right direction. I don't think he's the coach to win a finals with.
yeah.
You
But
know what I'm
that's the thing.
saying?
We gotta get going in the right direction first.
So that wouldn't be bad though. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? To get y'all in the right direction, get y'all playing some meaningful games in April into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that because one thing that I'm noticing as I watch the Knicks, maybe Tibbs wasn't the problem.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like the
That's
Knicks are
the thing.
literally in the same spot.
Yeah, no, same exact spot. And the thing is, Mike Brown with the Knicks, he has to show his value in the playoffs. That's what he was
Yep.
hired for. He was hired to get them over the hump and get into the NBA Finals. And now with Boston looking this good, it's going to be tough in that Eastern Conference. Detroit, they saying reports of that K is going to be coming back soon. So they're
They
going to
say
be
yeah,
at
he
full.
might come back this week.
Yeah, so they're going to be at full strength in the playoffs. Cavaliers are not going to be easy. The Hawks look amazing now, and like the Hawks, yeah, the Hawks just look amazing now out of nowhere. And the Hornets have been playing out of their minds. They could mess around and get the sixth seed. They're
Yeah,
right there, and that could be a very very interesting first round. Knicks Hornets, I
yeah.
would love to see that.
I'm watching all however many that goes. How many
Yeah.
games that go? I'm watching every single one of those. Um, all right, we're gonna talk just NBA real quick.
Okay.
I didn't have this in my notes, but it done got so hot. I gotta ask you, who's your rookie of the year right now?
Oh, that's tough. Cooper Flag is making it tough, man.
Yo,
He's making it tough because I was a Con Knipple guy like a week ago. A week ago, I was saying, "Hey, Con Knipple's doing it on a team that is fighting for the playoffs. He's out there balling." But then Cooper Flag's like, "Oh, y'all really gonna give him Rookie of the Year? Hold up, wait, hold my beer. Let me
I'm gonna
drop
go for.
50. Let me drop 40 back to back, and show
Then you
y'all what
drop
it
the
is."
40. Then you drop the 40 on prime time.
Yeah,
You know, that's always gonna give you some extra kudos,
for
right? Because
sure.
we're watching it now. Like we're seeing you do this.
Yeah, no, he's made it really tough. I Part of me still wants to go with Con Knipple because there's a certain value to doing it when it really matters.
Yes.
And Kai Knipple is doing it for a team that has been playing because they started off so bad. They've been playing pretty much playoff basketball since the beginning of the season. After like the first 20 games, because they started so bad. Once they
Facts.
got going, they had to go on a run to get into the position they are now. They had to really, really get it going, and there was no pressure-free basketball. With Dallas, they've had no pressure all year. Like he's been able just they've trying stuff like, oh, you're gonna put you at point guard, or we'll put you at small forward today. Like they're just trying different stuff because there's no pressure for them to win. Now, I don't want to take anything away from him. You still gotta have amazing skills to
Yep.
drop 50 points, to drop 40 back to back. The first rookie to do it is Allen Iverson. That means something.
Yeah.
But Conker Nipple, his all around game, I think, is a slept on as well. His shooting stands out. Amazing shooter. That's what stands out.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's able to take advantage of that by getting assists because of the gravity that he creates because of his shooting, rebounding. He's a really good rebounder for his
Yeah.
position. Gets some big offensive rebounds during games, and actually a solid defender. Not a bad defender, not a liability. Can stay in front of his man. Not somebody that you have to try to hide any type of way. Usually, when you have a shooter like that, is a guy you have to hide on defense. You don't have to hide him on defense.
Yeah.
Um, so I
And
like
he can
both
get
of
to
them,
the
man.
cup.
Huh?
And he can get to the cup.
Yeah, yeah. He can get to the cup, and that's something that when you're a shooter like that, you have to have that ability to put the ball on the ground, get to the cup. Because if they find out you can't dribble, it's over with. It's over with.
Facts. But who you got? You gave me the reason for both of
Oh
them.
man.
You ain't getting out of it.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Con Knipple because of the edge of doing it for a team that is fighting for a playoff spot.
You know, I think it's Con Knipple. I think it's getting very close. This last week is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of make it like a.
But could you do a Jason Kidd, Grant Hill?
This is probably one of the years where it's as close as ever, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I think Knipple is gonna win because, like you said, he's playing more meaningful games. You know what I'm saying? They got a big game tonight or tomorrow. They play
Yeah.
Boston on Peacock.
Yeah. Tomorrow they play Boston.
And if Nipple gets to three, first of all, he's leading the league in 3 pointers made. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And if he can look in all sports, we love nice round numbers, right? If he
Yeah.
can get to 300 threes made this year, that's crazy. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's gonna be the icing on the cake for him. You know what I'm saying? And then they get to the playoffs, especially if they can get out of the play in and get to a 6 spot. Amazing.
Yeah.
Um, it's hard not to say Cooper though, with what he's been doing, man.
That's the
Especially
thing,
when
but
you think,
yeah.
with Charlotte, Knipple's probably the third option,
Yeah.
where they're loading up against Cooper Flag.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? And Cooper got 96 points in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, what is going on? So this is an all-time race. I love it. But I'll go Knipple this year. And hey, shout out to him. He came out of nowhere. Like I like that. I thought it was gonna be Cooper at the beginning of the year. I know he was an
Yeah.
overwhelming favorite. Hey, I like that Knipple was like, hey, ACC tournament, I was the MVP because you was hurt. Let me show them why. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So, um, another close race to some. Some people already know or feel like they know is the MVP. Who's your MVP?
MVP, I'm going Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Very close, very tough decision to make. Wimby made a great case for himself when at
He did.
the press conference. He made a great case for himself. But with SGA, OKC this year quietly has dealt with a lot of injuries
Yeah.
and still is the number one seed in the Western Conference. Your second best player, J Dub, Jalen Williams, hasn't been himself all season pretty much. Dealing
Yeah.
with injuries, and when he's come back, he's trying to work himself back into that rhythm. So SGA has had even more responsibility on his shoulders offensively than he had last season because of it. And defensively, SGA is not a bad defender. He's actually a good defender. Now, of course,
Yes.
no one's Wimby. Like Wimby's going to win Defensive Player of the Year for the next 10 years if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
But outside of that, when you think about SGA, his impact on offense, when you watch teams play OKC, the way they're guarding him, when he gets the ball in isolation, he's got to beat the guy that's in front of him. He's got two guys in the gap on each side and somebody at the rim. Like there's at least four people with their eyes on Shea each and every possession if it's not in transition. And the fact
Yeah.
that he's still able to get you 32 points a game, being super efficient, and then on defense, get you a block here, get you some steals, play solid man-to-man defense. That's the MVP right there, especially with that team still having the best record in the Western Conference, in my opinion.
How much do you factor in team success?
A lot, for sure.
A lot.
Yeah.
I feel like it matters to an extent. Like I feel like sometimes we gotta realize MVP should be about a individual.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like the eight, like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just putting a name out there. Cam Thomas can go out there and get 30 a night if he really wanted to. But I would never consider him the MVP, right? Like I mean you
Yeah.
gotta win some, but I don't like that they were saying if the Spurs caught OKC, then that should be
Yeah.
what
It shouldn't be the determining factor, no. So
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I
especially
didn't
if
like
both teams, you're talking 1-2 seed. It shouldn't be the
yeah,
determining factor, no.
you know, I that's where it gets weird. It's like, all right, if he was the MVP as the two, he could beat it. I mean, you know, one shouldn't matter.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
with you on that. Where I come in is like if it's the 1 seed and the 6 seed,
for sure.
then the 1 seed is going to have a little more on his resume for it.
Yeah, and I think that's why Jokic isn't in the conversation as much as he was earlier in the year.
Yeah.
You know, but Jokic just putting up such a year is like, I wouldn't be mad. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be mad. I was, I think, I know, well, I don't know anything, but they just did the straw poll. It looks like it's going to be SGA. And I was a little on the fence about it, you know, because it's so many players having a good year. Hey, man, my boy told me, he gave me some stats and facts, and I could not refute it, man. 55%. When Shaq won the MVP, he was shooting 57%. And
Shaq.
that's nothing but in the paint.
Yeah, that's Shaq.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, you know what? I like Shay. I put respect on Shay, but he made me put a little bit more respect on Shay's name, man. When
Yeah,
he gave me that, I was like, all right, what can I say? As a guard shooting 55%. You know what I'm saying?
that's insane.
Now baiting gets a little annoying. Not gonna lie. Just a little bit. But all players do it. You know what I'm saying? Every we can pull up Jalen Brown, we pull up Jalen Brunson. I'm a Lakers fan, so I have no room to talk with Luka Doncic and Austin
Yeah.
Reeves. You know what I'm saying? So hey man, it's just all part of the game. But yeah, I think SGA gonna go back to back. And the one thing that people aren't talking about, and you somebody who watch a lot of sports and hoops, I feel like should be more of a narrative is we should appreciate SGA and OKC run over these last 2 years because we're literally watching an all-time basketball team.
Yeah, nah, this is an all-time team, and the thing is, hopefully for them, as far as being remembered, if they win it this year, then of course back to back, the first back to back champion since KD and Steph did it in Golden State, it'll be remembered because they broke a streak of all of these champions not going back to back. So definitely be remembered, but it should be remembered because, like you said, back to back years now with over 60 wins. They were at a pace to begin the year like we thought they was going to win 73 to start the
Yes.
year, and
Yes.
then the injuries hit and all that stuff. But then they got back on that same type of streak again. I believe the last 20 games like 18-2. So when you look at this team and the type of streaks they put together, and being this good defensively in this era is very, very tough, right? You just talked about how hard it is to play defense and not foul. And not only because of the talent, but because how good players are at getting fouls, at knowing how to get fouls. And the fact that OKC can play a physical brand of defense in this era and still be good on defense while also having the offense, of course, based on SGA and be this good should definitely be appreciated.
Yeah, man. It's God damn it. As a Lakers fan, we got a tall hill to climb. Uh, but get to the end of the year. It's late May, early June. Who you got in the finals?
I'm going OKC versus Boston in the finals. And I haven't even thought about who win that series. OKC Boston, that would be a great series. I got to go in seven, and I could see Boston pulling it out because Boston. You think about Jason Tatum having more time getting the rhythm. You got Brown and Tatum. I think that combination of those two could outduel SGA and J Dub, and I think it's a 7-game series with Boston winning.
And they have the bodies to throw at SGA because Derek
Exactly.
White probably will take the mantle of guarding SGA,
Yeah.
which he can hold his own. And like you say, you can throw Brown on him, you can throw Tatum on him, you can put size on him.
Mhm.
Um, the funny thing I always joke about with Boston, with Tatum and Brown, is like the Clippers tried to do this with the two wing situation, and it just totally failed because the Clippers are going to clip. In the Boston, there's like,
And Kawhi Leonard, man, we talked about health earlier. If Kawhi Leonard could have stayed healthy the year they made it to the Western Conference Finals, that team, I believe, should have won an NBA championship, right? Because that was the year Phoenix made it.
yep,
Dog, that Clippers team, I think, could have beat that Bucks team in the finals. We don't know because Giannis was going crazy that year. So,
Giannis was going back.
yeah, Giannis was going absolutely nuts. And I'm out here in Phoenix. They was just like, man, this Giannis, it was like this Giannis dude, we can't do nothing with this guy. And Giannis was on a different level, but that team could have made it to the finals. I think they would have beat Phoenix if Kawhi Leonard was playing in that series. But
Yeah, I
again,
mean, they
health
played them tight
absolutely
without
matters.
him. So yeah,
Yeah,
they what a couple of Paul George free throws away from stealing the series. Honestly.
yeah.
All right, man. One last thing. Do the Pelicans make the playoffs next year?
uh, I would be shocked with how deep the West is that we if we made the playoffs. To be honest, I just want to see us go in a positive direction. I could see us fighting for a play-in,
There
nine,
we
10
go.
spot, somewhere around there, fighting for the play-in. And it just depends on the moves we make. If we don't make any moves, we run this back, and they're healthy. I can see us being a play-in team. If not, it'll be another tough season. But I'm glad with the progress. Like this year, I would say, you know how you would get a report card and you just had your grades, but you also have some comments on there when you were younger. This year is a D, but with some positive comments, right? It's a
There we
D.
go.
It's a D year, but you got the positive comments of Zion being durable, the rookies playing well, Dejounte Murray looking good, and then maybe you can have the chemistry of a team being together for 2 years consecutively that can help you out next year.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know it was due to a lot of injuries, but the Warriors only got 36 wins, right? Let's
Yeah,
try and at least get to 37, 38 wins to
yeah,
be
it's
in the
doable.
mix next year, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
definitely doable. Like you say, everybody healthy. DeJounte Murray came. He brings that want to, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That want to win, you
yeah. He
know.
brings a different attitude of toughness that the team needs for sure. He's somebody who doesn't back down. He's going to talk a lot of mess. So he,
Hey,
he,
that's
he can't back down because he talks so much mess. So he definitely brings an edge to the team for sure.
look, whenever I see that stare down picture he did on the Blazers, I share it in my story. It's amazing. So,
No,
so
that was crazy. That stare down was wild. I was
yeah,
surprised the Tigers break out. Like that was crazy.
yeah, that's I was about to say, boy, hey, back in the day, dare
Yeah,
I say, that's a fight.
for sure,
That
for
is
sure.
a fight. What are
But
you
it
doing?
wasn't just a normal stare down. My man stood over him and looked
Yes.
at him, and my man on the ground looked scared. Like he was like, "Yo, what's
Yeah.
happening right now?" Like
Hey,
it was crazy.
it's because that energy ain't like that no more. So it's foreign
Exactly.
when you're approached with it, man.
Yeah,
It's foreign when you're approached with it.
for sure.
All right, Damon, let everybody know where they can find you, where they can get your stuff and all your content, all your great stuff, man.
Man, I appreciate you having me on, man. So first of all, I want to
Thank
say thank you. This was definitely fun. I could do it again. I gotta have you on my podcast pretty soon, man. So I'll hit you up for that.
you. Okay.
My podcast is called The Real Deal with Damien Adams. Haven't done a full episode in a while. Going to be bringing to that to you very, very soon. This week I will be dropping some episodes, and during the playoffs, I might do mini episodes every day, just recapping
Okay.
what my observations of the games from the prior night. I got some time on my hands. I'm having knee surgery, so I'm gonna be at the house. So now I get to have be a full time content creator for a little bit during this time. So I'm gonna take advantage of that. So you're gonna see a lot of content. You're gonna get tired of your boy. Like, dang, you dropped another video. He ain't
Never.
tired, he ain't tired of talking yet. That's what it's gonna be for the next couple months for me for sure. So make sure you follow me at the Real Deal WDA. That's the Real Deal W as a whiskey, D as in Delta, A as in Alpha on all social media platforms. And again, the podcast is called The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Available wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
Yes, yes, man. I appreciate you being on. No, we won't get tired of the content. And man, you can't be getting knee surgery. You can't be. I like watching the videos of you dropping dimes playing open runs too, man. We got to get you back on the court ASAP.
That's the plan, man, to get back to the court, man. But I'm getting older out here, man. I see what Steph Curry's dealing with those knee issues, man. You can't be running around out here, and I ain't
Hey,
on the same shape as those guys, man.
yeah, man. Just cherry pick a couple times throughout the game. That'll preserve you, man. That'll get you right, man. Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Thanks, everybody that does content. I say the same thing, man. Like, subscribe, share, comment, share this with somebody who likes sports because I'm sure they'll like this. We'll be back tomorrow with 2 episodes. We're gonna be talking Hawks. I have somebody from the Yes Network gonna be talking Nets. And we got more stuff coming throughout the week. It's gonna be a very busy week, so make sure y'all following and know what's going on. And yeah, this has been Talking Game. Peace.